Hello all and welcome to a charity shop hunt video, and this one is going to be a little bit different because what I'm doing before I finally return to network next week, which believe me I'm over the moon about, is I'm going to use the time that I've got left still furloughed to basically go to this one charity shop which does quite well for me and has quite a good turnaround of stock, and I'm going to go there multiple days in a row. Today is Wednesday, August the 13th, so I'm going to pop along in there today. I'm going to go there today just the once, and then what I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm actually going to go there twice. I'm going to pop in midday and I'm going to go away for 2 or 3 hours, come back and then pop in again because, as I say, they have quite good stock. It rotates quite frequently and quite often, so I'm hoping that it's happened in the past that it might happen again. And then what are we on to? Friday. So what I'm going to do Friday is, I'm going to come back here again, but then I'm going to go into Stortford and have a little day out in Stortford and hit the charity shops there. Plus they've also got a CEX, so I'll hit that too. And then finally on Saturday, we'll come up here again, maybe once, maybe twice, I don't know. So Wednesday the 30th of August, day one, visit one, only once today. Okay, so done with day one, and I've left with 5 items. Now, it charged me £1 for these 5 items, and with regards to stuff that I left behind, I picked up the Mario and Sonic at the Olympics game, and I picked up the Tony Hawk's game underneath it. That's because generally Tony Hawk's games on the PS2 have good trading value. However, that's one of the ones that don't. It tends to be just the early ones. That one only 30p trading, so put that back. Now, obviously, would have picked up the Mario and Sonic game all day long, but done my usual, went to check the quality of the disc weren't in there, so that's gone back. Now I decided to pick this up. It's not for the collection, I've got this one, but it's got £1.20 trading, so what is essentially now 20p. That's got a £1 markup in trade, and that trade has paid for this bundle alone. So what I normally like to do is I like to search out Disney DVDs. They've got a little bit of resale value on eBay, so I found this Frozen sing-along one, which is pretty cool. It's got a lenticular cover there, his arms go up and down, so we'll sell that on eBay. Not sure how well this one's going to do. It's a Narnia rather than an animation, but that's also Disney, so I'll pick that up. Again, kids DVDs do quite well. Notice this is like £2 to £3 on CEX, so pick that one up to move off on eBay as well. And then finally, I picked this up for myself because I really do love a Pirates of the Caribbean film. I've got the Curse of the Black Pearl on DVD singularly, but this is like a twin pack with the lost disc in, so I thought that was pretty cool. So that is day one over, and it will be on to day two very, very shortly. So it's day two. Let's hope they've had a refresh of stock and there's some new stuff in there. Hopefully a couple of different games at least. Let's hope I can work my magic like I've done before. So yeah, double visit day. So here we go for visit one, find something to do for a couple of hours, and then it'll be visit two. So visit one on day two is in the history books, and there wasn't an awful lot different from day one. There was a few odd pieces, I think, but not a great deal. The only new game that I saw was that rogue random copy of FIFA 2003 for the PS2, so obviously not worth diddly squats, I didn't pick that up. I mean, they had the DJ Hero, the PES 2, and the PES 2008 for the Wii that I saw there last time. So I had a good look for the DVDs. Obviously, you know me, scout for Disney ones, they're great for resale. And I left with one DVD for 10 pence, but believe it or not, it's a good one. It is, don't laugh, Thomas and Friends. Like I say, kids DVDs also do well on eBay and sometimes the CEX as well. And the reason why I picked this one up, had a look on my phone, and for my 10p, CEX will give me £1 for trading credit and they'll sell it for £4. I'll put some sort of image up on the screen. So it is a little bit of, do I resell it on eBay or shall I just cash in and take the quid, because that's a great markup for what is just 10p. So anyway, going to head down the road now in all the big shops, have a mosey round, try and kill 2 to 3 hours, have some lunch while I'm there, and go back for visit 2 on day 2. And fingers crossed, the staff will have been a bit busy, and noticed the DVD shelves need a few put on it, and with some games mixed in with it too. So yeah, fingers crossed for that. And yeah, let's have some lunch and go back for visit 2 shortly. Okay, so day 2, visit 2 is done. And yeah, I went away for about 3 hours because I went in there about 12:30 and I returned about 3:30, which was enough last time for me to find a couple of bits. While I was up there in B&M stores and Tesco's and that, did pick up a couple of blind bags for my 3 blind bag series. So I got these 2 for £1.99 each from B&M home stores. Got some sort of Harry Potter thing there. I mean, I'm not into Harry Potter, but as I say in that series, I do like to do a little bit of variation. I will try anything and everything, even if I shouldn't be buying it. Okay, also got Superstar keychains there, which actually looks pretty cool actually. Looking forward to opening that one. Some old school wrestlers and some new school ones in there, and I like my wrestling, so yeah, I'm actually quite looking forward to opening that. They were £1.99 each, so they weren't even that expensive. Also nipped into Tesco's and got, if I can get my hands sorted out, this little fella here, Metal Mini from Cars. That was £3, so yeah, that's going in the blind bag series as well. Now, as I say, the second visit there wasn't actually that good with regards to games and DVDs. Couldn't work me magic, as I said, but what I did find in there was some toys. I say I'd always look in the toy section, but a lot of the time it's generally battered, beaten up, or just not that good. But I saw some bags of toys with random pricings on. A lot of them were a mixture of stuff, but one of them was all toys from one franchise, and I'm worried that I might have paid up a bit here because they look like fairly new toys within that, but the volume was there. So what I'm going to do is, because there's quite a bit, and I normally like to do these roadside or as I'm walking, but there's quite a bit there, so I'm going to wait till I get home and show you those, because I'm going to get them out of the bag, spread them out, and then show you the bag as well, so you can see that I paid £5. I also picked up a stack of children's books as well, which might be gifted to someone, but I thought they was a bargain as well. So yeah, day 2 visit 2 wasn't brilliant. It wasn't worth going back a second time for games, but as I say, I got some toys and some children's books there, which will go to use in some way, shape or form. So yeah, now it's time to head to the train station. My plan tomorrow for day 3 was to come here first and then go into Stortford for the day, but due to how unsuccessful that second trip was, what I might do now is go to Stortford first, nice, bright and early, hit all the charity shops there. There's a CEX there, in which I'm going to say now that I must leave with something from CEX, so there will definitely be a gaming pickup tomorrow. So yeah, we'll hit all the charity shops, obviously, may or may not find something in all those, and then we will come back here, and then hopefully they will have put some stock out, and not everybody will have absolutely taken everything that might be of interest to me. So this is me signing off now for day 2, and the next footage you will see is me heading out for day 3 after you've seen the pickups from home now, and it is time to show you what I picked up from that charity shop on visit 2 of day 2, and the stack of books and the bag of children's toys that I was talking to you about when I was leaving. So the stack of books, yeah, right here in front of you, and if you haven't worked it out by the names, these are all Thomas the Tank Engine books. There are 36 of them. 35 of them are different. There is one duplicate in there, but 35 of these, and the retail price of these, which I'll show you now, is £2.50. So when these were new, these were £2.50 each. So 36 times £2.50 is 90 quid. Now, when I plonked him down on the counter, I said, there's no pricing on these. How much do you want for them? He said, just give us 2 quid. So 2 quid for the lot of these is an absolute bargain. Now, I'm going to try and gift these to a young family member. If he doesn't want them, then there's obviously going to be resale value in these, because Thomas the Tank Engine is still popular to this day. It was one of my favourite series as a kid, and I was going to say it's still going to this day, and it's still quite popular to this day as well. So yeah, 35 different books, 36 with a repeat, so 90 quid's worth of books for £2. Absolute bargain. As I say, definitely a little bit of reselling that for my £2 if he doesn't want them. And in fact, I might see if he wants that DVD as well. So yeah, I've done quite well on Thomas the Tank Engine stuff for this day. So yeah, £2 for that lot, absolute bargain. Let's move these out the way so you can see the bag of toys that I got for £5. Have you worked it out from what you can see already? Let's just show you the bag that I got them in. And there you'll see there's pricing, there's a £5 written on it there, and I think it's all over the place on it. £5 there, £5 there. So yeah, £5 for this bag of children's toys. So I'm going to go row with it in a minute. Let's pull a few of them forwards. Like I said, I think I might have paid up a little bit for them, because these seem to be a very much sort of later iteration of them. Yes, they are Transformers. So yeah, I think they're a later version of them, but I basically paid the £5 because of the volume. Now, originally I thought there wasn't that many in there, but now I've got them all out and put them all on a little table. There's actually 17 of them. So if you were to buy these for what, 50p each, which you could be expected to pay for them at a boot sale, perhaps, then there's £8.50's worth here. But I would like to think that for my £5 I've actually done quite well, but I don't know a lot about them. So let's go up a little bit so you can see the various different ones that I've got. That looks like we've got an Optimus Prime. That looks like we've got a Bumblebee there. We've got a few that are already transformed out. I mean, I didn't want to play around with them too much, because I've got to be honest with you, I'm struggling to work all of them out. We've got a few cars there, we've got a helicopter there we go, spin the blade, and like that. And as I say, I think for what is only a £5 for 17 Transformers figures, then I've definitely got my money's worth there, I would say. As I say, they are all seem to be very basic. Here's one that I have worked out. Just pull the legs round at the back, and out he comes like that. So yeah, a £5 for 17 Transformers figures. Think I've done well there. And they'll hopefully make a couple of quid on my profit there. As I say, I'm worried that I paid up a little bit for them, because they seem to be quite newish in comparison, but they're clean as well. They've come from a charity shop and they're clean. 17, all different. So if you know anything about these, please help me in the comment section below. But I think for a £5 I've done quite well here. So ladies and gentlemen, that is day 2 done, and it is time for day 3 to start. So cue day 3. Day 3 begins. Here we are in Stortford, and it's a miserable day, damp, horrible, wet, but could do with that right now after the weather we've been having to cool down a little bit. So yeah, showing a little bit of commitment to the course, still rocking the shorts because it's still mild, still warm enough. But yeah, we're in Stortford, so it's time to hit the charity shops. There's 4 charity shops that should be open, so we're hoping to get something out of those. But there will definitely be a gaming pickup today, because I'm going to go in CEX and I will be leaving with games from there. So yeah, going to trip myself into CEX today. But let's hope something turns up in the charity shop. So let's get this hunt started. Okay, so done with the charity shops for the day, and as you've seen from the footage, it wasn't the best. It was a bit of a bust, to be honest with you. Couldn't really foresee 2 of them being shut, but to be fair, we have had heavy rainfall overnight and this morning, and I do believe that was the issue with them being closed. And typically, of course, they were 2 of the better ones, one of them arguably being the best one. So yeah, that was unfortunate. The other charity shops that I did go in, one was the Salvation Army, and they just had a couple of football titles dotted around, as you will have seen. And then there, of course, there was the British Heart Foundation, which is the Sea of FIFAs and sort of your common titles, which are priced correctly / top heavy. So obviously didn't leave with anything there. Did, however, visit one more charity shop, and of course that's the one where the footage never happened, despite the fact I swear I pressed it, and that was Scope. Now, they did have some games in a tub on the floor, which is the first time I found some there in a long while. Now, in that tub, if I can remember them all, was 4 Xbox 360 games, but I had them all. One was Connected Ventures at 5p, they know. One was a FIFA game at 25p, yes, they know. One was a Lips game, they even marked it up as no microphone, and that was 50p. And then finally there was Call of Duty World at War, which was priced up at £2, which is a little bit top heavy there as well for a Call of Duty game. But when I was looking at the DVDs, they did have one DVD which I left with, and that's this fella here, Alita Battle Angel. As I say, got my phone out, had a look. I don't see this around very often. I thought that looks like the kind of thing that might be worth a couple of quid, and it exactly was that. CEX sell this for 6 quid, and they'll give you trade in for 2 quid. And as you see on the back there, from the Scope label, I only paid 50p. So yeah, that was a turn up. So at least we got something at the charity shop today, even though it wasn't a lot. So now it's time to go to CEX and get some games, but we're going back to the flooding issue here. I walked past them and they said opening late due to flooding issues. So I'm hoping to be able to get in there. I'm going to hang around for a while, and then hopefully get in there and get some games for the collection. So yeah, try and get some footage inside CEX as well, should they open in time for me. So whilst waiting for CEX to sort out its flooding issue and open late, I thought I'd go into Sainsbury's and just have a little nose at what they had gaming wise. Now, I was fully expecting only current gen stuff, and that is what I got, and I was expecting it to be pretty much your price that you would expect to pay with regards to them being full price, and that's exactly what I got. So then made my way over to CEX, and they'd finally sorted out the flooding issue and they had opened, and as usual had a quick glance in the window before I went in, and the Xbox One that's Gears themed is still there teasing me, and it always will as long as it is there. There's a PS4 Pro with some No Man's Sky stuff on top of it, and down is the old PS1 there on top of a PS3 Slim. Now, I normally turn hard right here towards the retro section, but there was a member of staff talking to a customer right in front of it, so I did my check for Black Label Tekken 4 and Tekken 5 on the PS2 like I always do, and nope, still not there, just a Platinum Tekken Tag Tournament. So after they did move, I went over to the retro section, and there's a few nice N64 titles there, but the one thing that did catch my eye at the back there was that copy of Klonoa there at 90 quid. Now, I'm not clued up on Klonoa and whether that's a good price or not, but the one thing I did notice is that it was a rental copy in a rental box, not a proper PS1 box. So if I was paying 90 quid for that, personally, I wouldn't want it in that sort of case. I would imagine not many people would either. So would you be happy with it in that sort of case if it turned up? Can you imagine if you'd bought that online and it turned up through the mail like that as well? Also a little bit surprised that CEX would take it like that. So also just having a little glance in the cabinets as well at the retro consoles and the other consoles that they've got in the cabinets, you know, the Switches, the Wiis. Did spy a nice condition SNES. They also had a SNES Mini and plenty of Xbox 360s. Little visit to CEX done, and as I said, I would pick up a few games there. On the train now, waiting to go to that big charity shop yet again. Hopefully there's something in there, trying to remain optimistic about that, but you've got to keep going because you never know. So the games I pick up from CEX, yeah, just a Madden. I don't actually own any Maddens in my collection. Now, I keep saying I'm going to pick up these cheap sports titles eventually, but I'm not actually doing it. So as I want to make a push for getting to the halfway mark for the Xbox 360 collection, I think it's time to actually start picking up these cheap sports titles. So yeah, Madden 09 for 50p. Got the Darkness 2, but I haven't got the Darkness, so I thought I'd pick that up when I saw that there just for a quid. By the way, these have all got manuals in. I never never purchase unless I actually see the manuals in the box before I even go to the counter. So manuals in that one too. Saw Shadowrun for just £1. Yeah, another cheap title I don't have. Like I just say, complete in box with manuals, so I thought I'd nab that one as well. Big fighting game fan, so I saw Dead or Alive 5 there. The 5's covered up by the sticker, but you can see on the pricing sticker there where it says Dead or Alive 5. So yeah, pleased to have that as a fighting game fan. Love the Dead or Alive franchise, so yeah, had to have that one. And then finally it came up conversation the other week that I don't have any of the Cabela's games in my collection, so saw that one there sitting there for £4 with a really nice manual in it as well. So yeah, picked that one up as well. So yeah, 5 games for £9.50 in CEX, and once this train gets moving we shall get to that big charity shop in Harlow, hoping for something to turn up and trying to remain optimistic. But if you don't keep going, you never know. So let's. So that's the big charity shop done for the day, and my lack of optimism was a little bit justified there, as you've seen from the footage. Not a great deal was different. I mean, the PES 2008 for the Wii still needed a home, as did the FIFA 2003 for the PS2. That still needed a home. They were both still there. Now, I'd like to think there were a couple of little things put out, because I did find something, and I did leave with a couple of items. So what have I left with? Well, I go on about all the time, Disney DVDs, always a good £2 to £3 worth of resale value. So I saw a nice clean scratch-free disc copy of Toy Story 2. So I'd like to think that wasn't there yesterday, because I'd hate to have thought I'd have missed that first time round, especially for the money that they charge in there. And if you'll have seen what I picked up yesterday, we can just pop these down and shuffle them round. You'll notice I picked up a bundle of kids' books, Thomas the Tank Engine. Well, I had a look through all the books, and lo and behold, there was another 13 of them there. These 13 are all different. 35 out of the 36 I picked up yesterday were all different. My guessing is these are from the same donator, so these are likely to be all different from the ones that I've already got from those 35 that are different. So we're going to have 48 of these books, all different. As I say, they're all priced up on the back, retail price at £2.50. So I've now got 48 different of them. Another 13 means another £32.50 to the total that I said yesterday. So even if my young family member doesn't want them, I can bundle up 48 different Thomas the Tank Engine books, and surely for the £2 I paid yesterday, plus the combined fee of £1 for this lot. Yes, I paid just £1 for all of this, so easy going to double my money with just the DVD alone. But yeah, I say £2, call it £3. Call it just paying £1 for all the books. There's money to be made on that, I'm sure there is, if I just put them all up together as a bundle lot. So yeah, slim pickings today. Really gutted about those 2 charity shops being closed in Stortford this morning. I honestly think the first one that I went to was just a one-off. So my plan for the final day was to go to the big one twice, go early and then go again hours later. But because that one was shut, what I'm going to do, I think, is go at Stortford again, purposely to visit that charity shop, and then I'm going to go back to this big one again, because that's the whole idea of these videos. It's a bit of an experiment, just to go daily. Noisy train. Yeah, it's a bit of an experiment, this, with the chance that I've got left to basically go daily and see if you visit a charity shop every day how well you can do. And as I say, the pickings have been slim after the first visit, but the bag of Transformers yesterday was worth it. I think the stack of books has been worth it. We picked up a few DVDs as well to resell. So, and we've got one game as well for trading so far. So what will tomorrow bring? Who knows? I say we'll get into Stortford. Hopefully that charity shop will have sorted out its flooding issue from today, and then we'll come back here again and see if they put some more stuff out in what will be day 4 and the final day of this going to a charity shop every day experiment. So thank you for watching so far, and cue day 4. Day 4, and off to Stortford to try and get in those charity shops that were shut yesterday. Is literally just going to be a flying visit. That's all I'm going there for. Go to those charity shops, see if they're open, have a look if they are, and then once that's done, it's off to Harlow to the big store. And then that was going to be it for the day, but what I might do is go up to the main town centre and get something from CEX. So there's definitely going to be a pickup from today from CEX, like I did yesterday. I picked up 5 games from CEX. I'm not saying I'm going to get 5 again, but I'm going to get something. Perhaps grab a few more cheap sports titles to add to the total if they've got any. Like I said, keep avoiding them. So maybe it's time to start picking them up and bulking that collection out. Yesterday's 5 games got me up to 470 for the 360. Like I said, I wanted to get to the halfway point, which is around about 625, because I always say it's around about 1250 in the full power set. So yeah, let's get to Stortford, get in that charity shop. There might be something for the collection there, you never know. As I say, I'm hoping they're open so we can get in them. So yeah, let's get day 4 started, get to Stortford, hit those charity shops, big store after that, town centre, CEX for some definite pickups. Hello. Okay, so our flying visit here in Stortford is done, and sadly it has been a bust. It has been a total bust. As you'll have seen from that charity shop, it was open, but as you'll have also seen from the footage, they'd barricaded the back of it off. And the reason they barricaded the back of it off was because it was still soaked from the other day. Did ask the young lady behind the counter if there's any possibility that I could get to them just for a couple of minutes, and she said, unfortunately, due to health and safety reasons, that's not possible. Now, she was polite enough, so I had no qualms with that. You know, you can't argue with health and safety. So you'll also have seen that the RSPCA, the second one, was open, but as you'll have seen from the footage, I found a random copy of Link's Crossbow Training just sort of abandoned in the corner, wasn't in that box of games that I found last time, which I couldn't see. But that's worth 50p all day long, especially with that peripheral, so leaving that behind. No DVDs of any interest for reselling for me. Also, did find the box of games on the floor, insert image here, but it was all common titles for the 360, stuff I already own, stuff with no real value, minus the London 2012 steelbook that was there last time that I left behind because it was all dented up, so somebody had taken that. But yeah, nothing there for me. So it's back on the train, get into Harlow, check out the big charity shop, which, just like yesterday, I'm lacking a little bit of optimism for, but we're still going to go there. But we will finish up in the town centre at CEX, picking some stuff up. So yeah, let's get on the train and get moving to Harlow. Okay, so yesterday I went in there with a bit of a lack of optimism, and I was kind of right. Today I also said that I was going in there with a bit of a lack of optimism, and I was totally wrong. As you'll see from the little footage as I was walking in, I couldn't really do my scan over the shelves because the lad that worked there with that trolley was actually putting stuff out, so I got me timing just right, and I've left with some awesome stuff, to be honest with you. Open All Hours box set, trading at CEX for £2. They sell it for £6. Fantastic Four there, that is the more recent one of the Fantastic Four films. I mean, that's only £1 in CEX sale, so that'll be a resale perhaps on eBay. Again, Marvel stuff is quite popular. Sealed copy of Santa Claus 3, that will be put aside to resale a lot nearer to Christmas. Toy Story 3 there, I mean, they sell that for around about £2 to £3 as well, so, and that is a mint copy of it as well, so that's got good resale value. But as you'll see here, I've got Toy Story 4, and that is still sealed as well. Now CEX sell it for £8, and I think they'll give you £4 or £5 for it. I've looked it up and already forgot, but a sealed copy of Toy Story 4, absolutely amazing. And as is Transformers the 5 movie collection, that is also still sealed, and CEX will give me £5 trading for that, and they sell it for 10. And of course, what do they get charged for the list slot? Just £1. The only thing about this is I'm going to have to open it because I can hear and feel a disc rattling around inside it, so I need to check that obviously the disc hasn't got scratched by rattling around in it, and even if I take it into CEX they will open it. But that is an absolute score for £1. There is tons of trade in there, there's plenty of resale value in there if I want to go down that route as well. So that was an absolute score going to it. So anyway, the day isn't over, into Harlow Town and go to CEX and buy some games.
When someone comes out, I can let you in.
CEX time in Harlow Town, and as I usually do whenever I enter a CEX store, I always make my way round towards the retro stuff first. However, a little blue shiny Xbox 360 controller did kind of catch my eye just a little bit there, but here we are now looking at the retro stuff. F-Zero caught my eye because I love the game, £8, not a bad price. Pokemon game there for £25. I'm pretty sure the Bishop Stortford branch had the exact same Pokemon game, obviously for the exact same price. Just spying the price of Crash Bandicoot down the side there for £20, and an N64 for £65 doesn't seem like a bad price. Pink Slim PS2 right there, £90. They did seem to have a nice ranges of PS2, so if you're in the market for one, go to the Harlow Town branch of CEX. They had plenty of them. But it was time to make my way over for what I came for, and that was adding to the Xbox 360 collection. But as you'll see, I kind of do a little bit of a drive-by. I go straight past them, and I'm making my way over to the PS2 games, because what am I going to do? What I always do every time I enter a CEX at the moment, I start looking for Tekken 4 and Tekken 5 on the black label, and when I finally navigate my way to the T's, unfortunately unsuccessful again, but I will keep looking for them. And we're done for the day in Harlow Town Centre. So yep, my aim there was to go to CEX, and I have left there with a DVD and some games. But other places that I went to, I did go to Game but didn't film in there. You know, Saturday midday was kind of busy, so I didn't feel too comfortable with that. Did go in the British Heart Foundation, and that was quite quiet when I went in there. You'll have seen me flick through the games in the footage. There was some 360 stuff there, but it was nice that they had a little bit of a mix and a bit of variation, and not just a sea of FIFAs. And it was reasonably priced stuff for what it was, but sadly nothing for me. And there were some PSP stuff to the side of where I videoed, some UMDs and a couple of games, but again, all common stuff, and I've got no interest in the UMDs either. So from there I did go to Cash Converters. However, they weren't too hot on me filming in there, but I did film a quick swipe of the PlayStation 1 game, so hopefully you can pause and see what I got, or what footage I got there of what they have got in stock. I did intend to buy one PlayStation 1 game of them. There was a side-on copy of a Disney Platinum game, I think it was Disney's Treasure Planet, priced up at £2.50, so I asked to have a look. You know, I said, if it's got the manual in there, mate, I'll probably have that. Anyway, picked it up, side on it said that, but front on it said Driver, so already got that, didn't leave with that. 360 games, I was actually tempted to leave with one there as well. I think it was N2 99 Nights, priced up at £2, which is £6 in CEX. My good friend Eddie of Rollercourse spotted that last time I went in there. However, again, I said to him, a collector needs the manual. No manual. I even just looked at the disc out of interest, and it was pretty beat up, so I wasn't too pleased with that. So left with nothing there. I think that pretty much covers everywhere I've been to today in my visit to Harlow Town Centre. And as I say, I have left with 1 DVD and 4 games from CEX. I say CEX was the main priority and aim of me going, but so I'm going to wait till I've got home and in the comfort of my own flat before I show in a little pickups what I've got. And we'll be rounding that video up from what has been a 4-day charity shop hunt with CEX visits. So yep, next shop will be me in my flat showing you what I've got from CEX. Home now, and it is time for the pickups from the Harlow Town branch of CEX. And as I was saying in the videos, I was walking towards the train station. I left with 1 DVD and 4 games, and here is what I have. So the 1 DVD that I have got, for those of you that don't know, I am a massive horror movie fan, and my favourite franchise within the horror movie genre is the Saw films. Now, apart from collecting games, I do collect Saw merchandise and memorabilia, and that includes all DVD variants and all Blu-ray variants. So when I saw this copy of Saw the Final Chapter, or Saw 7 if you will, for £2 with this really cool lenticular cover, I had to have it. And what's even cooler about it is it comes with a red case as well. Opened it up, the little bits of paper that were in there were indeed in there. And yeah, only £2, so that will go nicely on my shelf of DVDs and Blu-rays to do with the Saw franchise. Okay, so on to the games, and the first of 4 games is the cheapest. I've sort of stacked them up here in price order, and it's Dungeon Siege 3. Now, with all of my games, they are of course complete in box with manual. Again, when I'm in CEX, I always check that the manuals are in the box before I even take them to the counter. Not even worth the risk if you ask me, unless you really want it and can be bothered to ask, which normally I can't, it's just too much hassle. But anyway, this one was only £1, and I don't see Dungeon Siege 3 around a lot, and it's only a £1 game. In fact, I can't ever recall ever seeing this out in the wild. So for just £1, a game I haven't got, and it's not your generic sports title either, then I'm going to pick it up all day long for just £1. So yeah, really pleased to have Dungeon Siege 3. And talking about generic sports titles, the next one is NBA 2K13, and that is executive produced by Jay-Z. Who'd have thought it? Now, I must admit, I was quite surprised that when I went there wasn't actually that many generic sports titles, certainly outside your FIFAs and your PESs. So I had this image that I was going to get a whole load of NBAs, NHLs and Maddens, and I didn't really. So yeah, really surprised by that. But I did see NBA 2K13 for only £1.50. And of course, like I say, it's got to have a manual, and it does. So yeah, I thought for £1.50, we'll add that to the collection. And again, like I say, we'll bulk it out a bit and finally start plucking off some of these cheap sports titles. Okay, next up is a Kinect game. Kinect games are something I do really want to focus on within going for the full PAL set anyway. So I had a look at a few Kinect games. I nearly picked up Kung Fu Panda 2, but that was £8. And although it had a manual, it was a bit ropey, so I left it behind. But then I saw Steel Battalion Heavy Armour for just £3. And of course, I did check. It had the manual. So yeah, picked that up for £3, and that will help me in my quest to complete the Kinect side of the games from the PAL set as quick as possible. So yeah, really intrigued to give this one a little try. And then finally, the most expensive game from the CEX purchases for the day was Alien Isolation, a 2-discer, £3.50, Alien Isolation Nostromo edition at that. And again, of course, don't think it's meant to have a manual, but what was really cool about it when I went in, it had these little bits of paper in it. So, you know, that's nice that they were in there, because obviously if it's not meant to have a manual and the manual's missing, then you don't know if there was meant to be any other bits of paper in there. So to see the other bits of paper in there, that's really cool as well. So yeah, it's a 2-discer. Both discs are in nice condition as well. And that completes my pickups from the CEX branch in Harlow Town, and that completes this video. 4 days worth of hunting in charity shops. As I say, going to that big one every day was basically the focus of the experiment. Obviously, I've been to other charity shops as well, done a couple of CEX visits, been out and about in all sorts of places, had a lot of fun doing it, and I must admit, I'm quietly pleased with how well I've done over the 4 days. Even though that charity shop wasn't sort of amazing every time, that big charity shop, I did actually leave with something every time, I believe. And the last visit there from today really was the best. So I've really enjoyed this. If you've also enjoyed this, then please do hit a thumbs up. That would be greatly appreciated. And then tomorrow it's going to be another episode of the Late Booter, weather permitting, episode 3, because tomorrow is Sunday as of time of recording. So I might actually visit that charity shop again after the boot sale, like I have done in episodes 1 and 2. Who knows? But yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Like I said, please hit a like if you enjoyed this. That just leaves me to say thank you very much for watching. And as always, please do take care.